Hey, it's Bev, your deep dive coach. This month, we are diving deeper by opening to the experience. Whatever that experience is, what we are talking about is the inner experience of whatever's going on. So, why does opening to the experience, which is really our inner experience, which is really how we are feeling, enable us to dive deeper? The answer is that should you choose to take this on for this month, you will find all the reasons you don't want to open to the experience. And that is going to teach you so much about yourself that you can then go and explore. Sometimes there's fear of opening. And then you get to explore of what? Sometimes we discover we have very strong and very old beliefs of the need to protect ourselves from the inner experience of what's going on out there, which doesn't really make sense. And then it's beautiful to go and find out this barrier, what thoughts and beliefs is it based on that are probably very old and habitual. Sometimes it feels too vulnerable, and then you get to explore what's the risk of opening to the experience. So what I offer you is when you notice that something is going on, just take the moment to, I like to actually visually imagine myself opening and kind of letting the experience in, the feeling of it. We're having the inner experience anyway. So really what we're opening up is the access to our own experience of it, our own feelings of it in our body. But what I find the most useful is this is going on, and I just imagine my sort of chest opening and the feeling of it coming in. In and of itself, that is an amazing experience. It'll so deepen your experience of what's happening, and your response to that request will teach you so much about yourself. Be open to that also. So I think that as you're listening to this, you might be thinking, oh, I need to work on being open to hard emotions, disappointment, rejection, hurt, anger. So I have very interesting news for you. Our tolerance for how much we are willing to receive of emotions is the same for all emotions. So if I'm blocking myself from anger, hurt, disappointment, to the same extent, I am blocking myself from magnificence, beauty, love. That's another reason to take this on for this month, because as you open to the one that you think you're closing yourself off to, like the uncomfortable ones, you are going to discover the gift, which is you also start to open to the beautiful ones. And that also deepens our experience and awareness for all of us. So in the past couple of months, I've had 2 opportunities to really consciously open up. And it wasn't for uncomfortable emotions for me. It was amazing emotions. So one of them is, some of you may know, 10 days ago, I became a grandmother to a really beautiful little baby girl. And I had the privilege of being invited into the birthing room by my daughter, which on its own, such a privilege, just the fact that she wanted me there. So at one point, she was on the bed, doing her laboring thing, and I was standing here facing her. And then I had the moment of inviting myself open to this, because I habitually have not been open to emotions. I've been quite shut down, very narrow range of emotion. And so I, on purpose, kind of imagined these gates opening. And I had this most amazing experience where I saw my daughter giving birth to her daughter. And I had given birth to her. And then I just kind of had this experience of this long line of mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers giving birth to women all the way, in my kind of family line. And it was overwhelmingly huge because I chose to open to it. And that meant I also was open to, any hurts that would come or any disappointments that would come. And the second one was in September, I held a very small, exclusive deep dive coaching retreat at an equine coaching facility. So 10 deep dive coaches and me went. And I've always actually been very resistant to animals and being near animals. And I always said I'm not an animal person. The invitation here was to be very up close and personal with the horses and experience their energy and have an energy exchange and learn so much about yourself, which we all minds blown. So there was this one horse, Happy, that whenever we came in, Happy would eventually make, I think it was a his or her way up to me and just stand there. And so I would start, patting Happy or whatever. And the invitation from the facilitator, Hillary, was, if you're starting to like move around the horse and touch them, just check in with yourself. Is that really what you want to do? Or are you doing it to distract yourself from the experience? So again, I had that moment. It came to me. Let me just open myself up to Happy's energy. And I just put my hands on Happy. And we both just stood there very still. And this energy exchange was, I literally felt like it was a cosmic experience. It was definitely like out of the normal experience that came with us. And now both of those experiences that I opened myself to are available to me anytime. I just have to think of Happy. If I'm feeling a little dysregulated or anxious, I just kind of think of Happy and I immediately get that grounded energy exchange. So that is what is available to you on the other side. It's amazing work. It definitely requires you to be a willingness. It requires a willingness from you. And the beautiful thing is that what you know is because you are opening it, you get to close it at any time.